Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back on the scene. Hope y'all having a great Labor Day weekend. Happy Labor Day to everybody. God bless and God keep everybody. It's your boy Mike D, aka DDE80, and I'm gonna stop right there because I'm not gonna go into the Hennessy and all that no more. Out of respect of somebody that I'm close to, they told me to stop using so many catchphrases. And I'm only going to go with those two. Man, what a great weekend for sports. What a great weekend for wrestling. What a great weekend for everybody. I'm glad that everybody's having a great Labor Day, and I'm glad that everybody is listening to me with the point of view. Man, I got so much to talk about today, man. So much to talk about. A lot to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, let me get a little sip of something right quick. A little sip of this water. No, not alcohol, just some water. Thank you very much for that. The format today is we're going to talk about college football. The Braves and the Dodgers having a great rivalry against each other, but Acuna Jr. is proving that he's probably going to become the MVP this year. And I'll tell you that in a minute. Also, we're going to talk about the closeness of the Big Ten. A lot of Big Ten teams won this weekend. There were some teams that made you scratch your head. Of course, I'm not happy about what happened with LSU last night. You know what I'm saying? TCU upset it, you know, and things about that. We're going to talk about all of it. We're going to talk about the WWE pay-per-view, and we're also going to talk about the AEW pay-per-view. And speaking of AEW, I'm going to start off the bat talking about AEW. Ladies and gentlemen, for the second time in his wrestling career that we know of, CM Punk has been fired from a professional wrestling company. AEW and Tony Khan took the CM Punk, excuse me, a delay. CM Punk has been fired from AEW. For the second time in Punk's career, he's been fired from a major wrestling promotion. He was fired from WWE almost 9 years ago. CM Punk has not wrestled in like 7 years before that. He's only been with Tony Khan and the company for like 2 years, and now he's not without a job again. I told you that something's going on with CM Punk. Man, you had everything you wanted. You had a show coming on Saturday based off of you. You had a championship you never lost, and they were running with it in the storyline. And now, push come to shove, you just got fired again. Now, here's what I will say about this. Could this be a blessing in disguise for WWE? Yes, and I'll tell you why. Because if CM Punk signs with WWE, he's going to have to tune out all that foolishness he was doing in AEW. There's a lot of guys on the roster would be firsthand writing a list to get in the ring with CM Punk. But he would have a short schedule because they would not put him on a long-term schedule where he's in the ring every week. My heart goes out to CM Punk, and I hope CM Punk finds what he needs to find. But other than that, he needs to realize you cannot go to nobody else's company and try to roughshod it. Tony Khan let you slide with that one time. He was not going to keep letting you slide with that. And all the wrestling promoters now know that CM Punk has a hard pill to swallow. Could he go back to Impact Wrestling? Of course he could. Scott D'Amore would sign him. Would he become the Impact Champion? Yes, he would. Because they would sign him with a heartbeat. New Japan Wrestling would sign him with a heartbeat. NWA Power would sign him. But WWE would sign him. I don't think AEW wants him back right now. I think they will re-sign him in the future when he gets himself together. Because that's all that's wrong with CM Punk. He needs to get his stuff together. But other than that, there was a great pay-per-view, and I will get to that in a minute. But now let's switch up to sports. The USA basketball team. As much as I've been talking about them doing their thing, they laid a goose egg Sunday. Lithuania, Valanciunas beat them. The Ant-Man had like 30-something points, but it was not enough. They were down by 21 points. Guys, come on. Come on. You can lose one and still win this tournament. Let's get it together. The team that y'all guys play tomorrow, get them out early. Stomp on them. Get them out of there. Don't play around with them. And I know you guys can do it. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say good work, Deion Sanders. Baby Sanders, I call him Baby Sanders because that's Deion's son. Baby Sanders out there Saturday, threw for 510 yards in a Colorado football jersey. 510 yards. What a debut for him. What a great win for Deion Sanders. And what a terrible loss for TCU. Because this here might take them out of the top 25. But it's not always going to be. Because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? And you might not believe this. That's not going to happen every week. That is not going to happen. That guy is not going to throw. Baby Sanders is not going to throw for 510 yards each week. It's not going to happen. Because when the weeks go by, the competition starts to thicken. You think they're not in the back of their mind. The teams that Colorado's playing, they're not in the, oh man, yeah, he threw for 510 yards. He's not going to do that against us. But good looking out for Deion winning his first victory and having his first win as a coach of Colorado. Shout out to him. I was disappointed in Northwestern State. That may be wishful thinking, but I want to see them win something. It just did not go for them. Maybe they can up in the week. I hope so. In the season, I hope so. But it don't look like they're ready right now. LSU and me and my boy Bobby Reezy, shout out to the Point Place players and the Point Place family. LSU, man, were number 5. They lost to an 8th ranked team in Florida State Seminoles. By the way, Ron Simmons went to that school. Shout out to Farouk, the first ever black WCW world champion in history. But I'm here to tell you, the Seminoles looked better than LSU did yesterday. Come on, LSU. Man, I need for those boys to get it together, man. I need for Neighbors to do more. He did good yesterday, and I know Daniels can do better. But LSU, you cannot start off the season going being ranked probably 13 or 14 now. I need you guys to get back in that hunt. And I saw all the other college football games. And shout out to my boys, the Spartans, because they did what they were supposed to do in their first game. When I get more acquainted with the players, I'll let you know what I think about them. But shout out to them and all the rest of them, even Michigan. They won without Harbaugh's coaching. That's great. I still don't want them to win nothing. I do mean that. I don't want them to win nothing. You know, and so the Braves beat the Dodgers, and then the Dodgers beat the Braves. Mookie Betts and Robert Acuna Jr. are proving to everybody that they should be MVPs. Because these boys are knocking the ball out, including Freddie Freeman, who used to play for the Braves. Freddie Freeman, I believe, was on the championship team when they won the World Series. It's going to be a dogfight between them to get to the World Series. And I'm not going to talk about what the Yankees did to the Astros yesterday. The Astros, I don't know what's going on with them. Dusty needs to put that foot back in them. We'll see. We'll see what happens with baseball. WNBA winding down. The Aces, once again, they still have the best record. Look like they're trying to get in playoff shape now in the stride to try to go ahead and defend their title in the playoffs. But I keep telling you, Stewie's coming. I keep telling you, Bonner and Thomas are coming. Those teams are coming. For Asia, for Kelsey, for Jackie, for Candace when she comes back, if she comes back this season. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is Clemson versus Duke. I think Clemson will beat the brakes off of Duke. But I have, in the back of my mind, I do have a little piece that says that Duke can give them a game. Because they're in the ACC and they know how to play. We're going to see what Duke does tonight to Clemson. Because Clemson is one of those teams, ladies and gentlemen, that can't get the job done and win it. I'm glad everybody enjoyed their weekend that's listening to me. I really am. I thank God that everybody made it through the weekend and now to begin their new week. And some of you guys are beginning your week at home, being with family and friends and loved ones, and that's what it is. Others are out there, even on Labor Day, still grinding to make that dollar. No, nothing bad said to me about that at all. I have nothing bad to say about you out there getting your grind. Keep hustling. That's what I want you to do. Keep hustling to provide for your folks, provide for your loved one, provide for yourself. You know what I'm saying? This is what it's all about. You got to get it. Long as the mind's motivated, then the body will fall in line. Sometimes the body don't want to work with the mind, but the mind has to overtake the body to get what you need to get. The determination starts in the mind. Me and B.Ray was talking about that Saturday, off camera. Ladies and gentlemen, I do want to go over the WWE Payback pay-per-view Saturday. The first thing I want to talk about is Trish versus Becky Lynch. Excuse me. I was kind of dry there, so I was getting something to drink. Trish Stratus will always be remembered as one of the greatest women champions in WWE history. Trish Stratus had a long arcing rivalry with Becky Lynch. Like I tell you all the time, Trish don't have to legitimize herself. Trish is doing this for the money and for the love of the business. She's already a Hall of Famer. Trish Stratus, ladies and gentlemen, is on the Mount Rushmore of greatest women wrestlers in WWE history. But Becky Lynch is right now that top tier superstar behind Charlotte Flair. Because in my book, Charlotte Flair markets without titles. Becky Lynch can put butts in seats without titles. You see what I'm saying? Rhea Ripley is trying to climb the mountain. She's almost getting there, but she's not there yet. It depends on how long this reign is. Because if Rhea Ripley has a Roman Reigns reign as women's champion, then my God, she's going to be up there. She's going to be pushing the door. She's going to be getting in the door. But Becky Lynch beat Trish in a steel cage match. I think it was the first ever steel cage match Trish had. So Trish Stratus now, and we saw that Zoe Stark, got into it with her and attacked her and put her in a move or whatever. I think that that's going to be a storyline now where either Zoe just doesn't want to deal with Trish to make her go home, or they're going to have a match and Trish is going to end up losing. But congratulations to Becky Lynch for winning that match. Also, man, what is this going on here with what we see here? John Cena now being an announcer in the back. John Cena was, and I don't want to spoil what I'm about to tell you, but he was announcing in the back, and he was also the referee of the match between LA Knight and The Miz. And everybody know LA Knight was going to beat The Miz, but the match was supposed to be compelling. And that's exactly what I say about what is The Miz character is. The Miz's character now is to build up. You're not going to see The Miz win too many championships. If he does win the championship, he's not going to be champion long because he's already legitimized himself. And John Cena's back now for a while now. So John Cena is going to be probably of course he's going to be wrestling at the Spectacle in India. And I thought that one of the matches was going to be Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn defending against, Jinder Mahal's boys, or Sangha and, Veer Mahan. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to admit something. WWE got me. WWE got me twice this past Saturday night at Payback. Because I sure thought that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were going to keep the tag titles. They took the belts off of them and put it on Finn Balor and Damian Priest. Now, how long do you think that's going to happen? How long do you think that Damian Priest and Finn Balor are going to be tag team champions? They might be tag team champions for a minute. They might be tag team champions for a little while. It doesn't matter. They got me. They got me good. Like I said, you could get one over on me every now and then in wrestling. Because I thought for sure that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were going to stay the tag team champions, but they didn't. They had a great run. They were champions since WrestleMania. Grayson Waller's show had the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes on it. Once again, I thought that Cody Rhodes was going to go out there and say something about John Cena. Because they want Cody and John to have a wrestling match. They're looking into that idea. But I'll tell you this. The announcement that he made was just as big. Because Jey Uso came back to WWE to be on Monday Night Raw now. Which means that they're not going to have the match between Jimmy Uso and Jey Uso right now. What's going to happen? Jimmy Uso is going to join back up with Roman Reigns. That's exactly what's finna happen. Because Solo and Roman are going to want for it. Jimmy Uso is going to be back in the bloodline. It's going to happen. He can fight it all he wants. He's going to be back with his brother and his cousin. But what else can... Excuse me a delay, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what's going on. My mic's messing up a little bit there. So omit that for me if you don't mind. I guarantee you tomorrow this won't be happening. But Jimmy Uso is going to get back with his brother and his cousin. Also, it wasn't really too much of nothing going on. Of course, Rhea Ripley wins. Like I said, I think they're trying to make Ripley the next Roman Reigns, the women Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins beat Shinsuke Nakamura. They pulled a fast one on me with that one because I thought that Shinsuke was gonna beat up Seth Rollins, and then Damian Priest was gonna cash in. It didn't happen. Even when the pay-per-view went off the air, he attacked Seth freaking Rollins, but no cash in. So, they kind of got me with that one, but I had it in my mind. I said, well, if he won the tag team titles, then they're not just gonna have him go out there and win the title like that. No, they want to see what happens with him and Finn first before they decide that. So that's basically what happened with that pay-per-view. It's really not too much to tell about it, is that Cena's going to be around for at least a couple of months from what I heard. And, they have Hollywood writers are now in a strike right now. And this is what I want to know. If John Cena can come to the WWE, why are they being strict with The Rock for coming to WWE? Dwayne Johnson right now can have all kind of fun right now while he's on a writer's strike. See what I'm saying? Why The Rock can't come and rock bottom people and say if you smell what The Rock is cooking? He doesn't have to be in no type of matches. He could just be out there entertaining the folks. We want Rock. We want Rock. We want Rock. You know what I'm saying? WWE, bring Dwayne The Rock Johnson back. I want him back. The millions and millions of The Rock fans want him back. The most electrifying man in sports entertainment. The great one. The Brahma Bull. The Rock. One of the greatest WWE superstars there is. And I'll go back into that too when I talk about The Rock versus John Cena. That's going to be a topic as well I'm going to talk about. Who did more for the company? Was it John Cena or was it The Rock? We don't know. It's close. Hollywood got The Rock before Cena. And also, I want to talk about something that I saw this morning watching television. Congratulations to Shannon Sharp. He's now on not NBA, but on ESPN's First Take with Stephen A. Smith and Molly. I am proud to see Shannon Sharp get back on a sports network where he can talk his game, which is football. And they brought up the same points I brought up a few weeks ago. Aaron Rodgers have pressure on him to get to the Super Bowl. Dak Prescott has pressure on him to win the Super Bowl, to get to the Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson, those are 3 of the 5 guys I said that the pressure was on them to get to the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson, and Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott needs to get that Trey Lance stuff out of his head and focus on the field. Aaron Rodgers, You got people that you wanted to come to the Jets there. You got what you wanted. Now get the job done. Even though I don't want you to get the job done in my division, but I still want to say, come on, let's get with it. Josh Allen and Russell Wilson, they're not off the hook. If Jerry Jeudy's back to play, then Russell Wilson needs to get right. Stephon Diggs is ready. Let's get it, Josh Allen. There ain't no excuse in the world. None. And I know all 5 of them are going to be only 2 teams that go to the Super Bowl. There's only one winner. But you got to play your max out to try to get them there. Now, if you're injured, that's different. If you have an injury season, then this is omitted. But I'm talking about if you're healthy, competitive, and determined to get there. Get it. Stop playing. Get what you need to get to the Super Bowl. And I know that Shannon Sharp slipped up and said Skip Bayless on First Take. But Stephen A. Smith say, it's okay, it's all right. We know how an impact and the influence that Skip Bayless was on Shannon Sharp during the good years of Undisputed. But Shannon had to leave because he was no longer comfortable being. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. Sorry for the delay. That was part 1, but I'm going to start with part 2. But like I was saying in part 1, ladies and gentlemen, Skip Bayless was a great influence on Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp was across the seat from Skip Bayless. He was no longer comfortable being with Skip Bayless. That's why he left after the NBA Finals. Because he did not want to work with this man anymore. Now he's got a fresh start with Stephen A. Smith and First Take. And people could say what they want to say about Shannon Sharp. But I'm here to tell you, the man knows the game of football. He was not a 3-time Super Bowl winner without knowing something. This man won 2 championships with John Elway. The great John Elway, who was on his way out of football when he won those Super Bowls. And then Shannon Sharp got with Ray Lewis in Baltimore and got him one. So you're telling me that a guy like this don't know his game? He was in the trenches on the field. Of course he knows his game. And I reject and I hate that people say this about this man, because Shannon Sharp is very intelligent. He knows his game. I heard people say, well, he's just there to get a paycheck. You doggone right he's there to get a paycheck. He's trying to feed his family. If you tell me that you're not doing nothing for a paycheck, get the paycheck and also have the passion. Keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. But congratulations to Shannon Sharp for being on First Take with Stephen A. Smith and Molly. I guarantee you they're going to love him just as well as they loved him on FS1. It's kind of like a trade. They traded 2 Super Bowl winning guys for one, for what I see right now. But Shannon Sharp is going to do good with ESPN. I know it. I know it. And he's also a #1 supporter of LeBron James. And we're going to see how this goes out when basketball season starts, when they start butting heads about LeBron James. Because Stephen A. Smith is going to stay talking about Michael Jordan, which he's supposed to, because Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time in basketball. I don't care what anybody says. Jordan is number 1. Kobe is number 2. LeBron James, my boy, is number 3. And the reason why he's number 3 is because he has not won 5 championships. And if you want to do all this here, we can say Bill Russell is the greatest player that ever played the game. 11 championships, 13 seasons. That man has 11 championships. God bless Big Bill Russell's soul. But as far as these generations now, you had the Jordan era, you had the Kobe era, and you had the LeBron era. And I'll tell you like this here. Steph Curry, if Steph Curry wins another championship, then Steph Curry will probably be on that list. But I'm here to tell you, LeBron James is the greatest scorer of all time. Because he beat Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record that's been there for over 20-something years. And it took a special guy like LeBron James to beat that record. Because LeBron James has grit and determination and is focused. And he's still focused right now, even though his son is having a hard time. But he's going to have to get that focus off. He's going to see about Bronny. And then he's going to be ready to play. But he wants to be Robin. He does not want to be Batman anymore. He wants AD to be Batman, and he wants to be Robin. Because LeBron James wants to defer more now. But Anthony Davis has got to stay healthy in order for them to do it. Do I think the Lakers can win the championship? And I'm saying this, and I know I'm off subject right now, but I'm saying this because somebody might need to hear this. Do I think the Lakers can win it? Yes, I do. Why would I say it? Because when Anthony Davis is Anthony Davis, there's nobody that can stop him. The only reason why Joker stopped him last year because Joker is a special talent. The Denver Nuggets relied on him all the time that Jamal Murray was out. And we had a comparison Saturday off camera about the difference between Dirk Nowitzki and Joker. And I said this, Joker is dependent on the rebound, block shots, and score. Dirk Nowitzki was out there to just shoot the ball from long range or take it in with the one-leg jump shot he had. Man, I'm telling you, Dirk Nowitzki was special, man. That German could play ball, man. Dallas had him, and Dallas got what they wanted out of him. It took him a long time, but he got him a championship. And he beat my boy to do it. He beat the great LeBron James, the Hall of Famer Dwayne Wade, and the Hall of Famer Chris Bosh. Him and Jason Terry and Jason Kidd beat my boys in Miami to get the title. But Joker is a special talent. Joel Embiid is compared to him. Joker has got the title. What can Joel Embiid do now? Because he is now next on the table they're looking at. They're expecting Philadelphia to get to the NBA Finals. Will they get it? I don't think so. If Boston keeps the momentum going, what they got, and if, who else is there? Milwaukee, excuse me. If Milwaukee and Giannis comes back in there on head front like they were when they won the championship, there's nobody that's going to beat them. I like what I see from them. I like what I see from all of them. But basketball season is coming around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. But I was here, I got off subject a little bit, but I want to say congratulations to Shannon Sharp for now being a part of ESPN First Take and a part of the ESPN family. I want Shannon to embrace the love that he got from ESPN. because I know that they're going to give him love. They're going to give him what he needs and all that there. It's okay that you make mistakes on a show. It's okay. You don't have to be perfect. You just starting. I know that usually Skip has been your guy, but now Stephen A. Smith is your guy, you know. So, and Stephen A. Smith, he congratulates Skip Bayless. But, you know, that's a whole different era now. Football starts back, NFL football starts back Thursday. The Lions and the Chiefs are the first game. I don't think the Lions are going to beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead. Unless they got the championship hangover, Super Bowl hangover, then they're not going to beat the Lions. The Lions are not going to beat the Chiefs, because I'll tell you why. Patrick Mahomes is still on an elite level. I heard the conversation about Aaron Rodgers comparing him to Tom Brady and to Peyton Manning. Let me tell you something about Aaron Rodgers, and then I'm going to close this out. Aaron Rodgers is one of the greatest, probably the greatest throwing quarterback in the game, because he can launch that bad boy. And I'll say that about him all day long, because that's exactly what I see from him, and that's exactly what I have saw from him, Aaron Rodgers. Then you see he was backing up Brett Favre. And I know a lot of people don't like Brett Favre right now because of what's going on with the scandal, the money thing, and all that there that he's done. Brett Favre only won one Super Bowl against my team, the Patriots, back in '97. Brett Favre went to the Super Bowl, tried to get there. Excuse me, he went there. No. I think I'm telling it. Am I? No. I don't think he got back there. I don't know if he got back there or not. I have to look up and see. But Aaron Rodgers learned from him. Now Aaron Rodgers is in New York. They're comparing him to Tom Brady. Tom Brady is a 7-time Super Bowl winning champ. Tom Brady went to the Super Bowl 10 times. He lost 3. He lost in one of the most hurtful seasons that I experienced with him as a fan of the Patriots. 18-1. Went all the way, ran the table through the whole year, and got to the championship game and lost to Eli Manning and the New York Giants. Then go back 4 years later and lose again to the same Giants. Lost the Super Bowl to the Eagles, with Nick Foles being the quarterback instead of Carson Wentz. But Aaron Rodgers, he has a better throwing arm than Tom Brady. That's the only thing I could give him. But he's come up short when it came back to getting back to the Super Bowl. Peyton Manning was something serious, because I always didn't like Peyton Manning because he was always compared in competition with Tom Brady. But Denver and Indianapolis Colts had a great experience with Peyton Manning because they got over the hump. I think Patrick Mahomes will be closer to Tom Brady than anybody else, because Patrick Mahomes has to win 5 more Super Bowls to even tie the great Tom Brady. And I do believe that if Father Time was not calling Tom Brady, the Buccaneers would have probably went back to the Super Bowl this year. I just don't see Aaron Rodgers, if he can win this year, he's going to have to beat out a lot of guys. His road is tough to get to the Super Bowl. He's going to have to beat out Patrick Mahomes. He's going to have to beat out Josh Allen. He's going to have to beat out Mac Jones. He's going to have to beat out Joe Burrow. He's going to have to beat out all these guys, Lamar Jackson, even Deshaun Watson. He's going to have to beat out Tua. He's going to have to beat out a lot of guys in that division, in that conference, to get to the Super Bowl. And I don't think that he could do it. I want to see him try to make the push. But he's there for 2 years, I think. If it's a 2-year window, then yeah. Try again next year, but try to make something happen this year. The thing about it is you got to understand what you're in for and what you got going on. You got everything you need there. Get the job done, Aaron Rodgers. Prove me wrong. Beat out Josh Allen. And that's going to be hard to do. Because once you beat out Josh Allen, then you're going to have to think about Burrow. Then you're going to have to think about Patrick Mahomes. And Lamar Jackson. And Russell Wilson. I forgot about him in Denver. Because they're expecting to make some noise. We'll see what happens with them. We will see. We will see what happens with them when they get ready to compete against each other. But again, shout out to Shannon Sharp. Good looking out on him at ESPN. Hope it's a success for him. I hope he has a better, a peace of mind being there than what he was when he was on FS1. He's a professional. He's going to do his job. Believe that. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about the AEW pay-per-view from last night. AEW is trying to one-up WWE by having 2 pay-per-views within 2 weeks. And I'm wondering why they're doing that. It's obvious they want everybody to be glued to the product. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because they racked in some money. You could best believe they racked in some money while having this pay-per-view last night. Ladies and gentlemen, the first match was, I think it was Adam Cole and MJF defending the Ring of Honor Tag Team titles against the Dark Order. Now, the Dark Order's been there for a while. I would have been shocked if they would have won the tag team titles, but they didn't win them. They lost. MJF and Adam Cole are still the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. Then Samoa Joe and MJF getting into it, bumping into him again like he did when he was in WWE. Wow. Now, where's that going to take him? Are we going to see Joe go up against MJF for the AEW World Title? Could possibly. That could possibly happen. Are we going to see Adam Cole and Roderick Strong? Most likely. We're going to see Adam Cole go up against Roderick Strong. That's going to be a match in the future. Kenny Omega loses again to Tanaska. I don't know what's going on with the cleaner. I don't know if the cleaner's still getting punished for what happened with the brawl between him, with the Young Bucks and CM Punk and his guy. I don't know what it is. But now CM Punk is fired. So the future match they were going to have between them and the boys, not going to happen. Speaking of the boys, the Young Bucks and the FTR loses to the Bullet Club. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what decisions is that. Are you trying to make another match between FTR and the Young Bucks? Or are you trying to put the FTR up against the Bullet Club? Which one are you doing? Because this is confusing right now. Chris Statlander defeats Ruby Soho to keep her title. You know, shout out to Ruby Soho for trying, but shout out to Chris Statlander for winning. You know, so Statlander has more the Rockets on her right now. So we'll have to see how long she beats the TBS champion. You know, Ricky Starks had a fight with Bryan Danielson. Ricky Starks, man. The guy has he has the it factor in AEW. You know, and I don't know what else they want from him. You know, put him in something else where he can win. Some type of title or something. Come on. Bryan Danielson, good to be back, man. Good to see you back. Doing your thing. What's your next step? We'll have to see. Darby loses to Luchasaurus. Christian still is pretending like he's the TNT champion when his Luchasaurus belt. Wow. This is what I'm talking about right here with AEW at times. Like I said before, I have no disrespect to the product. But you got to sharpen up some things that you got here. You got some dull situations here. And you got to sharpen them up. And me as a fan, I can tell you that. Because I watch you every day. And it depends on if we watch or not that you guys make it in business. You don't know that, do you? I'm quite sure some of you do, but I'm quite sure some of you don't know that. The viewers are the ones that try to help keep the show going on and the money in the pockets of the professional wrestlers. Some dull stuff. They need to try to fix that, man. If you're going to put Christian in a match with him, fight for a title. Keep the title going. Either you're going to give Luchasaurus the belt and let him have his own shine with it, or you're going to find something else to do. That's what I would do. Wow. Just, I have no comment for it, but, it was a great thing. And like I said before about this here. What did I tell you guys about Jon Moxley versus Orange Cassidy? I told you that they were going to put Moxley up against that guy to take the AEW International title off of him. And that's exactly what they did. I called it. I called it when they first said that Jon Moxley was going to go up against the winner. He would have had a great match with Penta. But no, they wanted Orange Cassidy to be the one to lose to Jon Moxley. Because I told you that Jon Moxley is not on that top tier level right now. Jon Moxley is in the middle card situation to where they want him to have middle card matches. They don't want him being in main events right now. Not for a title. Not for the AEW World title at that. Of course, they'll put him up in there. He possibly could have been the TNT champion if he wanted to. But Orange Cassidy had a long run. This man was defending this belt week after week after week on the television shows of AEW. And it was time for him to lose. And that's exactly what happened. Shout out to Jon Moxley for being the new AEW International Champion. But shout out to Orange Cassidy for having a great run as champion. Now he has to figure out, do we want to get it back or what he's going to do now? Because Orange Cassidy don't talk. And I said what is he doing the interview for? This is a sign that he's going to lose. And that's what happened. Tonight is Monday Night Raw. Tonight is USA Go Off Open. Excuse me. USA Tennis Opening. It's still going on today. Baseball today, on Labor Day, Major League Baseball. Tomorrow is the USA Basketball. I hope that they beat the brakes off whoever they're playing, beat the brakes off of them. It's still a lot of sports going on today on this Labor Day Monday. I will be back tomorrow with the Raw results. It's also the results of sports. Tennis is looking good. Tile, whatever his name is. That he's doing good. That little dude, Ben, he's doing good right